y'all hear me? All right. Good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome everybody to our athletic award ceremony for 2022 to 2023. Glad to see such a great turnout. I'm really excited, as always, to get a chance to honor our athletes. So this will be the only time I'll be short all night. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Gunther and let him welcome everybody real quick.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the San Marcos Academy 2023 Athletic Award Celebration. Tonight, as we recognize athletes and coaches from each of our sports organizations, we do not just recognize the achievements and accomplishments of the teams, we also recognize the opportunities for leadership, camaraderie, and school spirit. Many of your coaches, athletes, have given their personal time, money, blood, sweat, and tears to make it possible for your sports to continue here at SMA. Tonight, they will come to this podium and recognize you as athletes. I ask that you take a moment right now and thank your coaches. Additionally, athletes, your parents have traveled many miles, organized snacks and meals, and coordinated carpooling to Whataburger, Chick-fil-A, and Buc-ee's. Please take a moment now to thank your parents and those who have represented your parents during these sports seasons. Now, I can stand up here and bore you with all kinds of scientific research on how important sports are for the development of the brain, how sports are correlated with decreasing academic gaps, how sports can be correlated with life lessons and leadership. I could bore you with statistics and analysis, but instead, what I would rather do is remind you of the importance that sports programs have on our school spirit and community. It is the membership in these organizations that bring people together. It is through these teams that leadership opportunities are exercised and then learned for lifelong experiences. It is these students who we will know will transfer these memories into plaques and awards that will later hang down the halls of memory here at SMA. Athletics can be an example of our spiritual walk and challenges we face as followers of Christ. Athletics and athletic competitions are used by the Apostle Paul to challenge followers of Christ in their walk with him. Paul's goal was to win the race of the Christian life and not to lose. In fact, he wrote to the Corinthian people, "Don't you know that the runners run in a stadium all to race, but only one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you receive the prize." Congratulations to all of you for running the race, for playing the game, and for competing to win. My prayer is that whether you've won or lost, that you've taken the opportunity to learn how to succeed in the future. Michael Jordan once said, "I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." In other words, take your stumbling blocks and turn them into stepping stones as you prepare for the seasons ahead. Congratulations, athletes, and well done. I'm going to hand the mic over to Mr. Followell as he brings the invocation for today's ceremony.
Please pray with me. Father God, we thank you for how good you are to us. Let us take a moment to praise you for creating us and this world we live in. We praise you for giving each of us the gifts and abilities that we have, whether it be in music, academics, drama, athletics, or much more. And we thank you for a place like San Marcos Academy where we can worship you and give you glory for all that we do here. Thank you for the coaches and faculty who pour into these students, pointing them to Jesus every step of the way. And thank you for all the families and parents here who support these athletes in our school. Please bless our time here tonight as we honor and recognize the achievements of these teams and students, and may we give you glory for all of it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump in now. One thing real quick for housekeeping for athletes and coaches. We're going to ask everybody, athletes, as you come up to the stage, to stand on the left-hand side, my left of this backdrop here. And then if anyone's called up for awards, that will take the pictures in the middle. So with that said, I'd like for our football team to come up, please, our managers, our coaches. Come up in front.
Good evening, guys. I have the nerve-wracking task to fill in for Coach Chacon. He'd love to be here. He is a father first, so he's out coaching his daughter right now. This season provided many lessons both on and off the field. Through peaks and valleys of injury and maturity, this team earned the institution's first outright district championship in nearly 25 years. We honored the teams of the past with hosting a second consecutive playoff game for the area championship. We're once again victorious. This allowed us to represent the school in our third consecutive regional championship. With that, we'd like to thank all of our parent volunteers that provided so much time and resources to allow this staff and the young men to have a wonderful season. Secondly, to our trainer, Dr. Megan. We're absolutely blessed to have someone that supports this program and that always has the best interest of the student athletes as her priority. Lastly, our managers who support the program on a daily basis, filling gaps with tasks to keep the team hydrated and safe. We appreciate you all dearly. I'd ask seniors, please step forward. Seniors, please. This senior class was extremely special. The majority of these young men have been through many phases of this program over the years. There are several young men on this stage who have been a part of this program for at least 5 years, if not more. They never wavered. They stuck around, committed to better days that were to come in the program's history. The amount of hours and hard work that was put forth over the last several summers has been unmatched. They are one of the institution's most winningest classes in the program history. The legacy that has been forged through hard work, sweat, and tears will be etched in the program's history for years to come. This group of seniors has created a standard for not only the football program, but the entire athletic department. We are all soon feel the impact of their departure and forever be grateful for their contribution to the institution's legacy. For that, I ask that we provide a round of applause for this group of seniors.
All right, so we have a very lengthy list of all district certificates to hand out, so bear with us. This might take a little while, but that's a good thing. First team all-district offensive lineman, Brody Black. First team wide receiver, Maynard Sowell. First team center, TJ Murphy. First team running back and kicker with probably the biggest field goal in our football team's history, Preston Ramos. First team utility back, Cole Krakow. First team tight end, Jack Tinsley. Second team quarterback, CJ Carruthers. Second team running back, Paris Fecaponte. Honorable mention, offensive lineman, Chris Alsop. Honorable mention center, Braden Hurst. Honorable mention quarterback, Lasco Longacre. Back to first team defense, TJ Murphy, defensive lineman. Also first team D-line, Paris Fecaponte. First team linebacker, Cole Krakow. First team defensive back, Preston Ramos. First team defensive back, Jack Tinsley. First team defensive back, Maynard Sowell. Second team defensive lineman, Chris Alsop. Second team linebacker, Braden Hurst. Second team linebacker, Cash Miller. Linebackers are a lot smaller than six-man football, just saying. Second team linebacker, Evan Donoso. Second team defensive back, Zach Christensen. Second team DB, CJ Carruthers. And honorable mention defensive line, Brody Black. All-State honorees, second team All-State. And the poll, I believe he had second team for two positions, correct? Cole Krakow. Honorable mention, tight end, Jack Tinsley. Honorable mention, Preston Ramos. And honorable mention, TJ Murphy. These last two awards are, I want to show you all the certificates. They're really cool. This is new. I've never seen this before. This was off of Max Preps, but they gave us a chance to award our offensive and defensive player of the year. And so the Max Preps Offensive Player of the Year is Cole Krakow. And our Max Preps Defensive Player of the Year is TJ Murphy. And now we've got our Battle and Bear and our portable one.
Transition into Battle and Bear Award. Again, these remarks were prepared by Coach Dakota. This season, it was quite difficult just to narrow down on one young man in this program. So we'll be providing 2 Battling Bear Awards. The first young man provided leadership through preparation, toughness, and spirit. His teammates could count on this individual. Excuse me, guys, sorry, I'm nervous. His teammates could count on his availability and grit. Football is a beautiful, violent sport that at different junctures can provide obstacles. This young man faced many throughout the season, never wavering. He gave it his all on the field, but more important in the locker room as a leader. Ladies and gentlemen, our first Battle and Bear Award winner, Mr. T.J. Murphy. For our next Battling Bear Award winner, I'd like to share that the dictionary defines superlative. Mitchell, can you say that for me? Superlative. Thank you. I knew he'd be able to. Coach Cronin, give me that one. Of the highest kind, quality, or order surpassing all else or others. I could use this young man's name as the definition for just that. As a student athlete, as a leader, as a young man, and as a friend to many, he is of the highest kind, quality, and order. There are not many athletes that could have faced a season-ending injury and handled it like this young man. He made a choice to be with his teammates, needed him to be for the rest of the journey. A leader on the sidelines, the locker room, the weight room, and the hallways of this institution. He was mature enough to outwardly put his own feelings aside to support his team at all terms. That is, Mitchell, what's the word? Say the word? What's the word? Superlative. His leadership as a part of this program and school community will be missed. Ladies and gentlemen, receiving our second Battle and Bear Award and our institution's first unanimous all-state spread back, Mr. Mitchell Howard. We will now transition to awarding our team's most valuable player. This young man has grown in so many ways over the course of his career. The biggest lesson was provided this season. The course changed. He made a choice to lead his team on and off the field. His peer accountability provided real-world value for his teammates, not just providing a lesson for the present, but for everyone's future in that locker room. And his classmates embark on the same world. They will look back and appreciate his leadership this season. He could have made a choice to do just enough. This young man went above and beyond enough, and in the realm of unbelievable. Week to week, he embraced whatever was asked of him to benefit the greater good of the team. His contribution as a Swiss knife on the field will be dearly missed. His film will be used to show determination, focus, and passion for this program for seasons to come. This young man will graduate as the most decorated student athlete in program history. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting our team MVP and our school's first private All-Star Game MVP, Mr. Cole Krakow. In closing, we'd like to recognize all of our football coaches in attendance. Every single one of these coaches have provided contributions to develop the maturity of these young men. Collectively, nothing makes us prouder than trying to create a lifelong impact on these student athletes, not just for the game on the field, but the game of life. So help me applaud our coaching staff. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the 2022 San Marcos Academy Bears football team.
All right, big smiles. Sit.
Coach Williamson was not able to make it for volleyball, but Coach Derman is here, and so Coach, if you step up, and volleyball players, please come to the front.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Dorman, the volleyball assistant coach. Amy could not make it this evening due to a work obligation. We wanted to thank all the coaches, students, and trainers who supported us throughout the season, and thank you parents so much for such an incredible support during our season. So many of you went above and beyond to bless these young ladies, and it was awesome. Seniors, go ahead and step forward. This team was led by our 5 awesome seniors: Grace Barrett, Alden Epps, Faith Gunther, Grace Gunther, and Elise Summerlatte. They each individually led this team in their own ways of leadership on and off the court and will be missed greatly next season. This team as a whole faced a lot of different adversity this season, with a lot of unexpected injuries. And we are so proud of how the girls fought and handled every situation that came their way. The Lady Bears ended with 14 wins and 13 losses overall, which is really good in the past. Seems like big improvement for the SMA volleyball program. And in district had 2 wins and 8 losses, with one of them being a district tiebreaker to fight our way into the playoffs. Even when it didn't go our way, that game felt like a playoff game, and we're so glad that these girls played fearlessly, fought, and got to experience that. Wins and losses do not mean anything because they don't show how hard the girls worked on and off the court this year. If any of you have the privilege of going through a practice with Coach Williamson, I will pray for you. She is real tough on them. Both teams increased their volleyball IQ tremendously, and I truly believe this group started a flame of building a competitive culture for the volleyball program here at SMA. So now I'll get to the district honors. Our district is very tough, and we have to work really hard to get recognized. I'm excited to say that we had 5 players recognized with all district honors. Elise Summerlatte earned first team all district. Grace Gunther earned second team all district. Kelly Cummings earned second team All-District. Faith Gunther earned honorable mention. And Ava Pisana earned honorable mention. The first award from SMA is the most valuable player. This season, our MVP was just a standout. She was complimented by every coach that we would play. Just amazing. And that MVP award goes to Illy Summerlatte. And now for the Battle and Bear. This award could go out to every single girl on this team if we allowed it. Each one persevered and overcame something during this season, and each learned so many life lessons that leaves more of an impact than just volleyball. But there was one stands out, and that is Grace Gunther. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2022 Lady Bears volleyball team.
I'm going to switch the order of the program a little bit since Coach Durbin's already up here, and ask the girls soccer team to come up, please.
Hello again. I am Rebecca Durman again, and this is my amazing assistant coach, Amanda Seidler. And we wanted to thank all of the amazing coaches, students, and parents who supported us throughout the season, as well as our trainers for being there at every game for us. We felt very rallied behind this season by our parents, and we appreciate that so much. All right, so to address the seniors, go ahead and step forward. This team was led by our three seniors, Joyce Javi, Bella Brivieska, and Ella Burton. Thank you to the seniors for showing up. Thank you to the seniors for showing up when it was hard and leading by example to the other girls. This team as a whole faced a lot of good competition this year. We're in a crazy good district, but we got better every single game, and I'm super proud of them for that. I have in here, the girls are going to get mad at me, but I have in here that a high school soccer game is 80 minutes long of constant running, and if you count everyone on this stage, there's about 13 or 14 of them, and you have to have 11 to play a soccer game. And we went through a lot of injuries and everything, so they really learned how to run this year and have good endurance. And I think it shows true perseverance. So for our all-district awards, all-district is decided upon by the head coach and the other coaches in our district. So these are very well-known coaches for soccer around this area, and they wanted to recognize these girls as much as I did. I told the girls all season long that the hard work they were going to put in would not go unnoticed and that they would bear the fruit, for sure. Congrats to Zora Shinto for being a first-team All-District goalie. Congrats to Emma Feigl for being a second-team All-District midfielder. And congrats to Joyce Jobby for being an honorable mention All-District striker. Now for our SMA awards. This particular student athlete plays hard and just scores like no other. Our most valuable player is Emma Feigl. And for our Battle and Bear award, she's always late, but will literally limp off the field after every game. Our Battle and Bear is Joyce Jobby. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2022-2023 Lady Bears soccer team.
Coach Rose, sorry to jump over you, but can you come up, please? Coach Rose, basketball and basketball players, please. I'm so sorry. Did I mention I'm real tired right now? I'm so sorry. I seem to have passed over cheerleaders, and I apologize for that, because they're the biggest group out of all of us here. Cheerleaders, please come to the front.
An extremely busy year this year, and they were extraordinary in representing St. Marcus Academy. Part of it, they did the ultimate cheer experience where we got to invite lower school cheerleaders to the football field and to a pep rally, which was all in its own was quite a feat. They got to cheer at all the football games, plus some volleyball games and basketball games. They executed beautiful pep rallies, awesome pep rallies. You might have seen them at the dunking booth at the at Oktoberfest. And they participated in the Veterans Day Parade. We had a group that represented St. Marcus Academy at the TAPS State Cheer Competition in December, and they received the Excellence Award for Team Performance. Those cheerleaders were Chloe Crawford, Ella, if you did participate, step forward, because that was huge. They worked endless hours. We also had parents who were extraordinary to help with that. So we had Chloe Crawford, Ella Burton, Brighton Koenig, Lacey Fields, Sarah Britton, Mia Campbell, Maddie Koenig, and Bailey Lewis.
And thank you to Nakona Koenig and Karen Crawford for taking this team to competition, because she and I were out of pocket for that weekend. Okay, good job, girls. Self-appointed assistant coach over there. But thank you very much to our parents. Support beyond belief with snacks, drinks, chaperoning, competition coaching, t-shirts, caps, megaphones, Christmas parties, end-of-year parties, coaches' gifts, lots of cricket going on, you know, with those little cricket machines. But y'all, thank y'all very much. Y'all are just have been supportive beyond supportive. When I tell people that I'm a cheer coach, they go, "Oh, we got the parents." I said, "I do got the parents. They are really good." So we'd like to recognize our seniors. So as I call your name, please step forward. Petra Blake, new to SMA this year, new to this year's squad. Ella Burton, cheerleader for 6 years here at SMA, and co-captain this year.
At the TAPS cheer competition in December, the following cheerleaders received these awards. We had honorable mention All-State, Miss Ella Burton. We had second team All-State, Miss Brighton Koenig. And first team All-State, Miss Chloe Crawford. And now for the MVP and Battle and Bears. So we're gonna start with our Battle and Bears. And when we were told we could only have one, we really went back and forth, and then we asked kindly to just have two. And the first one that we wanted to award is somebody who put forth so much heart, that showed up to practice with the biggest smile on her face through the entire game. It did not matter, win, lose, any rain, shine, no matter what. This smile could be seen from miles away. The effort never ceased. And that person was Miss Melanie Lopez. Our next one was a standout this year, who was a senior that really led our team alongside our Captain Chloe, but she came to our school and was just a light for us, and somebody who really just shined this semester, or this year, I should say. And that person is Miss Brighton Koenig.
And now our MVP, this person, this person I had the honor of working with for 2 years, and again, he made himself the assistant coach. But in all sincerity and all seriousness, Austin was a right-hand man to us. He did whatever we asked. Austin, run back to my office and go get this. Austin, run back to this and go get that. And so it just goes without saying that Austin Payne is our MVP.
So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2022-2023 cheerleading squad. We do have a very special event to happen tonight. If Coach Wade wants to step forward, Ms. Koenig, Brighton.
So Brighton, she's going to sign a letter of intent tonight. She made the cheer squad at Mary Hardin Baylor. We're excited for her. She's been here more than her senior year, but we'll take it with the year we got with her. We enjoyed it, and so we just wanted to honor her real quick. She's going to sign her letter of intent, and so there we go.
And also to mention that Brighton tried out via video because she had surgery on her shoulder, and so she tried out with an unhealed shoulder. And she's a soldier, and so that was really amazing. Her video was amazing, and there's no doubt why she made it.
No. Oh, yeah.
Ladies,
Yeah, good picture, guys.
wait for Brighton to come back up.
Me too.
All right, looking here. One.
Okay, now, Coach Rose for basketball. I don't think I've forgotten anybody else, but I don't have to go for baseball. So let's get basketball players, please come forward.
Good evening. First of all, I want to thank Coach Wade and Coach Davis for bringing me to this beautiful campus. We had a beautiful campus here. When I first took the job and riding around, I said, wait a minute, this is a university, isn't it? Yeah, but I want to thank them. All right, our season ended up, we were 15 and 11. We came in fourth place. One of the things that I didn't know is that until I talked to Layton, Layton said, I've been here, I have won a district game. And I was trying to figure out why they were so happy when we won our first district game. But the fact of the matter is they worked hard. They put a lot of hard work. And one thing that we do in our practice, we do a lot of running. 94 feet. That's how the basketball game is played. And I'm almost like, if you know Clint Eastwood and Heartbreak, when he comes out, you got to match me. So if I got my shirt tail tucked in, you got to have yours in. So I wanted to bring unity and team to the team. Our varsity team came in fourth. Our JV team took second in district. Second in district. Let me have my two seniors step forward, please. I am blessed to have two young men of this caliber around me, because you can ask them to do anything and they will do it right there. And they show leadership throughout the whole season. And the fact they put in the hard work that I demanded out of them as seniors to lead their teammates. And I want to thank them, Cole and PG Payne. Now let's get ready for our all-district honors.
I'm going to just say real quick, because I know a lot of the students heard this is the last pep rally, but I don't know how many of the parents have. Coaches underselling the district record a whole lot. One of the best athletes that I've seen graduate through the school, Mason Lev, went through 4 years of varsity basketball without a district win. And so this is a big, big turnaround. We're excited. First team all district first. First team all district, Maynard Sowell. Also first team all district, Luke Bradburn. Second team all district, Cole Krakow. second team All-District, Leighton Chavez. Honorable mention All-District, Io Akoya Thomas. And also honorable mention All-District, Isaiah Quintanilla.
You know, one of the things is that in the game of basketball, it helps build life lessons because you have to learn how to problem solve. And these young men learn how to problem solve. And I'm so proud of them, the way they took on the challenges as we went through our hard district. And we lost 4 district ball games, we ended up 4-4. Four district ball games, add up the total was 21 points. We was in every ball game. And I'm so proud of them because they could have gave up when they got behind. But we fought the whole time. But now, let me get down to the battling bear. This young man, I really like his attitude. He always came to practice with a smile. I just told him no cartwheels and no somersaults. Okay? Yeah, because I needed him on the court. Okay, but I'm really proud of Austin Payne. He's our This young man had the respect of all the coaches in our district. Every district coach said, I wish I had this person on my team. Because regardless, whatever the obstacle was, he was ready for the challenge. He watched guys that were 6'7". He watched guys that were 6'5". He even took on the toughest guard sometimes. But he never said no. He was always meeting the challenge. And that is Cole. He's our MVP. Now to these outstanding coaches behind me. They are the buffer of the team, because sometimes I'm a little tough. But they are the buffer. They're the one who comes in and explains to them exactly what they need to do to be successful. And I want to thank Coach Contreras and Coach Harper. Let's give them a hand. Coach Contreras coached our JV, and Coach Harper kept our stats. And like the mother hen, she would go over and do things. But most, I want to thank the parents for bringing water, Gatorade, bananas, stuff when we was in the tournaments, really supporting our team. Now, one thing I found out, because I live, I come out of the Austin area, is that I learned Buc-ee's. Leighton lives, not Leighton, but Aiden lives in New Brunswick. So we would come through and his parents would pick him up if they couldn't get the game at Buc-ee's. So that was our favorite stop. I've been missing Buc-ee's ever since. Now, here are your 22 and 23 boys basketball teams.
Coach Maldonado and the baseball team and Coach Miller and the baseball players, please come up.
How we doing, guys? Coach Maldonado here. Gonna ask my seniors to step forward real quick. Seniors. So, okay. They missed a sign. TJ, where's TJ? Is he up there? And then Miss Jackson. So these are, we actually have Jackson, he's missing tonight too. These are my 4 seniors this year. Every single one of them showed leadership. Nick, gonna miss every single one. Nick, Ali, TJ, and Coach Jackson. Both of them were new. Ali and Jackson were new to me this year. But every single one of them contributed to the team with leadership. So we're definitely going to miss them. So just talk a little about the team. We did accomplished a lot of things this year. Record was 10-11. We actually won our tournament that we host, the Peter Garza tournament. I'm sorry. We won that. We actually were champions for that. We were the district champs this year as well. I believe we hosted our very first home playoff game this year, and I want to thank everybody that came out to see that. I promise you next year we'll do better. So but it was definitely a lot of firsts for this program, and like I said, it's just part of the process, you know. So we're definitely building. So let me go ahead and go into the. Okay, so we're going to do the district awards, all district awards this year.
So we actually, Coach actually was at the all-district meeting this morning, so these guys have no idea, and I don't think they do anyway. So first team, we were very well represented. First team, Maynard Sal. Maynard was bugging me today, I wouldn't tell him. Also first team, Jack Tinsley. And Nick Graham. And also first team, Jet Clayton. And last but not least, first team, Parrish Vagaponte. Second team, all district, Isaiah Quintanilla. Second team all district, Cash Miller. And second team all district, Paul Parrish, sorry.
So now we'll go to our SMA awards. I'm going to start with the Battling Bear. So this one means a lot to me. I've known him since he's about 8 years old, but what this guy showed this year is a lot of leadership. First on the field, last off the field, and just, I mean, basically what a teammate needs to be and what a leader needs to be. And this year's Battling Bear is Nick Graham. Okay, so now we're going to our MVP. This guy's a game changer. You know, with him on the field, it just changes the game of baseball. And with him on the field, like it was like two different teams. He definitely contributed in every way, and he was a great leader as well. He actually surprised me of how much he stood after practice, and he kind of just helped all the whole team. You know, 30 minutes after practice was over, he's in there helping some of the other guys with batting practice, fielding practice, whatever it is. But definitely a great leader, and he's our MVP this year, is Jack Tinsley. So guys, this is our 2023 varsity baseball team.
Next up is Coach Lloyd and softball. Softball girls, please come forward.
Is Mr. Hall here? All right, well, I'm Coach Lloyd, and if you hadn't heard, we had a very interesting season. Starting off with an injury that kind of set the pace, and I'll go more into that as we go. I'd like for my seniors to step up. Seniors. After one of our games that we won, it was exciting, it was crazy. Ms. Gunther came up and she made the comment about how negative the team that we were playing was. And she said, I love the fact that we love each other and we care about each other. And I believe this group of seniors is the reason why. They have led, they've been positive, there's been no drama at all. Give them a big hand. We haven't had our district meeting and all that stuff, so we don't have those awards. So I'm going to go straight into the Battle and Bear and the MVP. I told the girls when the season started that you know the MVP was going to be based on stats. I said I hate picking, when it's just my opinion, because I can't pick favorites. And it was actually, for the first time, this is like the best stats that I've ever had. I've had some Alden and Shalita and Rena who really kept the stats going for me, and I had a lot to go on. There were two girls that battled it out on the offensive side. One was just slightly higher than the other. And then on the defensive stats, was also very close with quite a few girls. But there was one girl that came in second on both ends of those, and I'm picking her as the MVP, which is Hope Benton. So, Battle and Bear. Well, just like the other coaches, I went to Coach Wade and said, do we have to pick one? Can I have 12? He said no, but he did let me have two. The first one, she literally took one for the team. In her very first game, she had a ball come back, hit back at her, and she was pitching an amazing game. And we were on the start of a great season.
The reason I gave her the battle of Bear is I honestly did not believe she was going to come back from this injury. And if you've ever seen A League of Their Own, when the little sister tells the big sister to get your butt behind the plate and support me, well, there's many mound visits where I go, and she wanted to be on that mound so bad that she would tell me, Coach, let's go, leave me alone. And so I did, and she did an amazing job. Now, the second person, this age is short for me. The second person, go back to the game where Grace gets hit. We literally leave the field. I called Dr. Gunther just to let him know that what was going on, because I knew Christy hadn't had a chance to call him. My next call was to Coach Wade, and I don't know if you remember what I said. I said, I don't think these girls are going to get back on the field. We just saw something horrific. And I have to admit, even Coach Crawford and I, we were like, whew, we were shaken up. And we all made a very long march back to the bus. We sat on the bus. It was quiet. There was no talking. It was like leaving a funeral almost, because it was just traumatic. All of a sudden, this girl gets up. She's on the phone with her little sister, getting some pitching pointers because she knows we have 2 more games to play. And she goes out and she starts working it. And at that point, the chatter on the bus kind of picks up. The coaches kind of pick up their pace. And to say the least, you know, we went on and we won 2 games that day. So, ladies and gentlemen, Grace Barrett. I'd also like to thank all of my coaches. Mr. Hall, who's not here, I do apologize for that first. Not paid, volunteer. So wonderful support. Parents were awesome. Can't say I'm so looking forward to the future. It looks great. This is an awesome group of girls. Ladies and gentlemen, the San Marcos Academy Lady Bears.
Track coaches and athletes, please come to the front.
Very interesting start to our track season this year. I came on board a little bit after the season started and found out we had 1 track meet scheduled. And so we scrambled really fast, and I am so proud of all these young men and women who are up here right now because they just put in the work every single day and really fought through adversity many times, last-minute track meet changes. They find out we're running here, they're planning on running here, and we find out on, Saturday, Sunday, that we're running in Marble Falls on Monday instead of running at our home track on Tuesday. And they fought through and just excelled, so I am so proud of them. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our seniors. Seniors, if you would step forward. The leadership of these men and women that you see standing before you is just unbelievable. Several of them stepped in and filled roles after injuries or when we were shorthanded and stepped up to the plate to take us and change the trajectory of our season. And I am so proud of each and every one of them for putting in the work. Seniors, I can't thank you enough. It has been a joy and a privilege for myself, and I believe all my coaches would agree. It has been a joy and a privilege to coach each of you this season. So I'm going to recognize our all-district and our all-region teams. For all-district, these are young men and women who placed in the top 4 at the district meet and advanced to regionals. Our all-regional team will be competing this weekend at the state meet. So for all-district, we will get you your certificates. We got these late. So all-district, Wilson Gunther. Zach Christensen. Maynard Sowell. Maynard, congratulations. I believe this is 4 for 4 for you today on all district recognition, sir. Congratulations. Ayo Okoye Thomas. Did I say it right? Did I not get it right? Luke Bradburn. Another 4 for 4 athlete, Cole Krakow. Illy Summerlatte. Emma Sanchez. And Zoris Shinto. And our 3 all-region athletes, who, as I said, will be competing Friday and Saturday at the state tournament in Waco, at the state track meet in Waco, are Wilson Gunther, Zora Shinto, and Illy Summerlatte. And now for our Battle and Bear and MVP. We'll start with Battle and Bear. According to the dictionary, selflessness is defined as a lack of preoccupation with one's own interest, advancement, desires, and attentiveness to those of others. For me, the Battle and Bear in an individualized sport such as track, there are team moments, such as our relay team that qualified for the regional track meet. But track is very much an individual sport. And it is very special when you have athletes who step up to the plate, put their own interests aside, sometimes giving up an opportunity to advance to a regional or to a state meet to do what's in the best interest of the team. And this year we had 2 athletes, one young man and one young lady, who did just that. And so our Battle and Bear for our varsity girls track team, who week in, week out put in the work, led the team, was on relays, off relays, joined other relays, Miss Emma Sanchez. And the Battle and Bear, on the boys' side, very much like Emma, he led the team. He fought through an injury late in the season and stepped up to the plate for relays. He stepped out of relays to give other athletes an opportunity to compete. And he led us from day 1 until the end of the season, and that is Mr. Braden Hurst. One of my favorite coaches, Dan Gable, who is a legendary wrestling coach at the University of Iowa. famously said, there's always ways of motivating yourself to higher levels. And this year we have 3 MVPs who have done just that. These young men and young women have competed at the highest level, and each one of these, up until the district meet, each one of these has placed in every single track meet that we competed in this season, which is an amazing accomplishment. So this year, for our girls, our MVP, who will be competing in the 300-meter hurdles at the state meet on Saturday, is Miss Billy Summerlatte. For our boys, one of the greatest characters I have ever had the privilege of coaching, one of the funnest kids I've ever had the privilege of coaching. He threatened me more than once that he was going to leave and go home. Told me he was going to call an Uber one time because I told him he was going to have to run in an extra event. But in every single meet that he competed in, he placed, and he will be throwing discus this week at the state meet on Friday, Mr. Wilson Gunther. And Wilson, I never told you that you were an alternate on our 4x1 relay in district and region. Our other MVP is a young man who just dedicated himself to his craft this year. I've never seen a young man make such rapid advancement throughout the course of the season, but I am extremely proud of this young man and all the work that he has put in. Our co-MVP on the boys' side is Mr. Zach Christensen. Yeah! I'd like to thank my coaches and recognize them just for a moment. Miss Nakona Koenig, our hurdles coach, who sent 4 of her 6 hurdlers on to the regional meet. Mr. Carrington Elliott, our relays coach, who did a phenomenal job. Coach Rebecca Durham, who coached our high jumpers and distance runners and did an amazing job this year. Coach Ernie Barger, our throwers coach, who continues his tradition of excellence. And I have to say a big, huge thank you to Mr. Les Davis, who I don't know if I would have survived this season without you, Coach. Thank you for all your help. We greatly appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022-2023 Bear Track team.
Now could Coach Contreras and Coach Harper and the tennis players please come forward.
We're going to let Austin start off the way he walked into every store that we stopped at, every gas station, every... Go ahead. That's how the tennis team arrived with Austin Payne. No, so we had a really good season this year. We've got a small team, a great group of guys and girls that have just come out every day and really worked hard to build a small little family. Tennis is an individual sport, just like track. But we have been together through this season as one team, and I'm so proud of the way they build each other up, the way they're out there practicing with each other, helping everybody get on the same page, and they show up every day super early, and they stay minutes to almost half an hour after practice, sometimes just working on their craft. And I'm super proud of this group up here, this tennis team. And so everything that they've accomplished this year, they truly deserved it, and I couldn't be more proud of them. If I could have my 2 seniors step forward. I'm going to start with someone that played middle school tennis for me and then took a hiatus. Never saw him again after that middle school years. And I saw him just hanging out right when the spring season started, and I thought for sure he was going to go with Coach Wade to baseball. And I said, "Are you going to baseball?" And he said, "No, I'm not playing anything in the spring." And I said, "Well," I said, "You're going to have to take that walk down to the tennis courts because we're gonna come play tennis this year and bring your middle school years back." And so he did, and he came out every single day, and he worked super hard to just learn the game of tennis to the best of his ability. Super coachable, just overall an athlete that really wants to dedicate his time to making a difference in that game, as well as with his teammates. And I'm so proud of Cole Krakow, one of our seniors who picked up tennis this year and actually qualified to state as his first time going to high school tennis. So really proud of Cole Krakow. Our next senior, I've had the privilege of knowing him for, I guess, 6, 7 years. I was the assistant coach when I first started, and he was in 6th grade. And Coach Howell was the head coach at the time, and he was one of the younger players. And of course, we were about the same size at that time. And that's usually how it starts off. You know, everybody comes in 6th grade, and it's all great, and then everybody I have to just wave up here too. And so he's been around for a long time, and I've watched him grow into this sport. When he became a freshman, we had a very large tennis team at that time, and of course in tennis, only the top 6 boys and top 6 girls can actually go compete in the district tournament. And so we had, I think, 7 at that time, or 8. And Austin he worked so hard to make his way up there in that top 6 and compete on the varsity team. And from that time on up until now, Austin has truly just worked on his craft to his best ability, and I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of everything that he does for our team, being a leader, always just cracking jokes and making sure everybody's having a good time and smiling, especially the cashiers at Buc-ee's and all the stores that we go to. So no, that's Austin Payne, as my other senior, so I'm really proud of him. Then we have a team this year that set a goal. And being in a new district, being with a lot of other schools that we've never played before, coming from all over down south, we knew that it was going to be a task ahead of us this season. And starting from the boys' side with doubles, Austin and Cole had a tough first round that they were going to have to ultimately win to kind of stay in it and not have to work their way from the bottom if they were to lose that match. They lost a very hard-fought match that first round, and they did everything a coach could ask for, and they battled the whole way back up to make sure they qualified to the state tournament. And I think you guys played with 4 matches, including a tiebreaker, so Cole's 5. So Cole's dad, Mr. Krakow, got to experience the tiebreaker, and watching the Krakows experience a tiebreaker, that was the coolest thing. And they got to learn, those moments where you thought it was over, and then you got to play 2 more points. And so it was neat. So they fought all the way back to qualify. And then on the single side for boys, Leighton Chavi fought all the way through and made it almost all the way to the top, and lost in the semis, and then played for a 3rd place medal and finished 3rd in the district tournament. And so very proud of Leighton on the way he played. I'm going to say one thing about Leighton. Leighton's another player that I've gotten to coach since he was in 6th grade. And he's worked very hard to where he's gotten today. And he told me, He said, Coach, every year I'm going to get better and go to the next round, go to the next round, go to the next round. And watching him go to the next round and the next round and the next round and seeing it in the district tournament was really neat, seeing how he's worked super hard to making sure he was going to get to where he needed to be. And so super proud of Laker. On the girls' side, we had Emma. We're going to start with Emma in the girls' singles. Same thing with Emma. Emma had a very tough first round match, and she fought really hard. And like the boys, she knew that if that first round match was not the outcome she wanted, she was going to have to battle all the way back to make the qualifying spot. And Emma played a lot of matches again, 5 matches just like the boys, and then played literally the very last match of the tournament against MBCA, and played a very hard-fought match and came out victorious, qualified for the state tournament. And watching her grow since she was young too, and every year getting better and better, and playing doubles some years, singles, and then just moving on to the next round, seeing how hard she fights out there and compete was truly special, seeing how hard they work. So Emma, I appreciate you and everything you did this year. I'm very proud of you. We had now 2 girls doubles. The girls doubles, we had a new player this year, Miss Finley, who Sarah took under her wing. And Sarah, I will say this about Sarah, I learned that Sarah actually could be a coach one day in pretty much anything she wants to do, because she made sure that she explained everything that I taught to Finley another 3 or 4 times within like 10 minutes. But she did it in the most graceful way. She was always cracking jokes, just like Austin, always kept us on our toes. And there was never moments of sad faces with those 2 around. And those girls worked together all year. They played hard at district. They had to fight all the way through, and they played some really tough matches. I think y'all played, what, 4, 5 as well? And they just kept battling match after match. No matter the outcome of the previous match, they went through every single point, and they did everything they could do. And I couldn't be more proud of the way they just kept battling the whole entire time. And I'm super proud of them, and it shows what kind of team we have here as a young tennis team, a small tennis team, that this group does not give up on anything that they're doing out there on the court. I will say this, if you haven't had a chance to come watch a varsity tennis match, we have a beautiful tennis complex out there with seating and shade, lots of space. I would really encourage you to come check us out next year, because I think you'd be really impressed with how hard these group of kids battle and play on the court. I don't have the little plaques for this next part, because it was really hard to pick these awards. We are a one team. We have one goal, and that is to qualify to state. This group has done that 7 years already in a row. Not this specific group, but tennis in general. Some of them have been a part of it. So I am proud of them for being a part of that journey. Our battling bear this year is somebody who I saw really come out of her game and just really fight through it and keep moving through everything. And she really wanted to get better and perfect her craft. And I'm super proud of this individual, and that individual is Miss Emma Feigl. She is our battling bear. And then we go on to the MVP. This person, every year, just keeps really just pushing through it. Through injuries, through obstacles, through tiebreakers, through everything that he has to do to make sure he's going to get to the next round or to the next, just next part of his game. He told me this year, he said, look, if I make it to state, I'm getting out of the first round for the first time. I'm going to make it to the second round. And I said, I believe it. Just like last year, when he told me he was never going to win a tiebreaker since middle school, and he won the tiebreaker for the first time. This individual has not given up. year after year and continues to grow in this sport and wants to finish this sport at the highest level that he can be, and that is Mr. Layden Shelby. I just had really tough to pick these. And last but not least, well actually two, and then I won't keep you. The parents. We've had an awesome parent support group that I'm beyond grateful and thankful for, because without you guys, we wouldn't have the things that we have on the court, whether it's just extra snacks, making sure that we're, just taken care of like a family should be. And that's one of the great things about being in a school like this, is everybody has everyone's back. And our parents do a fantastic job of that. So varsity tennis parents, we can't thank you enough for traveling with us, for providing for us, for just making sure that we are taken care of. And from the bottom of my heart, I am truly thankful for that. I know Coach Harper is, and I definitely know the kids are. So thank you, parents, for being a part of that this year. And then to the person behind me, who every time I introduce her as the assistant coach, she always says, I'm actually just the team mom. And I said, no, you are an assistant coach. You do more than you think you do. More than just sending me tennis tutorial videos on Instagram all hours of the night. Which I promise I don't get my coaching from that, but it is nice to have those extra in my pocket. I'll wake up on just any day, it'll be a Tuesday, and there's 4 Instagram messages from Miss Harper. They're all tennis tutorial videos. No, but I am super grateful for having her there, helping me with middle school, our large group, and helping us through high school, supporting this team, really buying into the program when it's something that I truly believe that we are growing in, and she's just been remarkable the whole way through these last couple seasons, and I can't say thank you enough. I know the kids are really grateful for her being on the court and coaching, and so Coach Harper, we thank you so much for everything you do. This is our 2023 varsity tennis team.
So 8:34, I should have you all out of here by 9 o'clock. Sorry. I'm going to try to hurry, but I really do have a lot that I want to wrap up with, so I apologize. I know it's been a long night, but there's a couple more awards that I want to give out. I want to give some thank yous, and so I'm going to start with a little advertising plug because it does affect the athletic department a great deal. So I think most of y'all are aware that we're running a campaign right now that's called 115 Hours of Giving. And if you have a chance to look on there, we've got several things that are listed under the athletics portion of that. One of them, I can tell you from very first-hand experience, is really, really important. We have a commercial washer and dryer in our laundry room right now that we use to wash football uniforms that, trust me, are really nasty at the end of a football game. I think they came from San Marcos High School when I graduated in 1981. We're probably due for replacement. We also have volleyball poles that we'd like to replace in coconut, so we don't break our little middle school girls trying to put those out. And then I believe that the other item is pads for each end of the floor of coconut. So again, I'm going to try to make this fast, but I don't know that I can be real fast right now, so I apologize in advance. Dr. Gunther, I don't remember when it was. It was over the summer, I think, that she asked us for goals, and I gave him some goals from an athletic standpoint. I felt like we were going to have some success in several sports. We had a chance to make the playoffs in several sports. And I'm really proud of the kids for stepping up like they did. We had we really improved literally in every sport across the board, in my opinion. And then for me personally, to have first home playoff baseball game in I found out officially 21 or 22 years. 2002, I think, was the last time there was a home playoff game. So the athletic success has been something I've been real proud of, but something I've been as proud, if not more proud of, is the academic success. And I'm going to brag on all of us, but then I want to tell y'all specifically about something that happened with football that I'm really excited about. So one last certificate group that I want to hand out, I'm going to ask Chris Alsa, Kelly Cummings, Emma Feigl, Braden Hurst, Cole Krakow, ×2, Leighton Chave, Zora Shinto, and Gilly Summer Latte. If y'all could all please come up front real quick. This is so far. We will have more, I suspect, once we process our baseball, softball, and track and tennis all-district honorees, but these are all academic all-state honorees, and that's a huge deal for me. Academic all-state, soccer, basketball, football. More to come. Also, on the academic side, so I got an email through the Texas High School Coaches Association that was looking for nominees for an award called the National High School Academic, NFF, National High School Academic Excellence Award. And so the eligibility requirements for this award, first is a minimum team GPA of 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. And that was based on this most recent grading period, which was in the fall when I did this. This was based on our roster that was verified as of November 1st. Also superior academic application and performance and successful football season. I felt like we met all that criteria, but I wasn't sure, so I had to do a little math. And what I found out, I knew we had a lot of really intelligent kids on our football team, but our team GPA was a 3.19. So but it asked for a lot more than GPA, so I'm going to try to find 3.16. I apologize. I won't name all the names because I want to keep it short, but it asked how many people were on All-A honor roll. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our football players on All-A honor roll last semester. AB honor roll, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. How many have earned honor roll recognition? 14 players. This one, am I still there? There we go. Because I had no idea, like I said, I know our kids are amazing, but I didn't know how amazing. How many players are enrolled in AP, honors classes, or international baccalaureate? 19 football players out of our roster fit those categories. And that was out of 26 players on the roster at the time. And we had a 9-3 season on top of that. So not a bad, like I said, I just wanted to brag on our guys. It asked about leadership. We've got guys that are in charge of the core. And so I'm just, again, our athletes, and I'm bragging on the football team because they were nominated for a specific award. But all the way across the board, our athletes are phenomenal. Our kids are, they are the definition of student athlete. This one's still hot, okay. But they are the definition of student athlete, and I love that about our school. It's something I'm very proud of. Thank yous. I'm not going to name parents because I'll leave somebody out, but I'll just echo what all the other coaches have talked about. The parent support that I get as athletic director is ridiculous, in a good way, ridiculous. I really appreciate y'all so much. The boys are always fed, they're always taken care of, and I can't thank y'all enough. Now, Matt, I don't know if you had the pleasure of being called bus driver by Charles or not. If you did, Charles? There we go, one more time. I could tell y'all a funny story about that, but I don't have time. So thank you, parents. So, athletes, I'd like for y'all to all stand up and give parents a big hand for what they've done for us this year. Now I'd like to ask all of my coaches to stand up, volunteer, paid, same difference, right? I can tell you, probably any athletic director will tell you the same thing. This is from my heart. I love these coaches to death. I know without a doubt that across the board that these coaches all care deeply about y'all as athletes. Parents that care deeply about your kids. They put in countless hours trying to make us better teams, and more than that, they want them to be better adults. We all are so close to y'all's kids. I can't tell you how much we love them. And I'm not just speaking for me. Every coach feels the same way. I would like my volunteer coaches to stand back up one more time. Can't thank y'all enough. We couldn't function without the help that we get from volunteers in every sport, and it's so appreciated. And I kind of made fun of Coach Miller, but you know, this guy, he coaches middle school football. He helps us with football. He helps us with baseball. He's a very busy guy outside of the world of SMA, but he's here for everything. And when he's not here, he calls me, just sincerely apologizing for not being there. And I told the middle school group the same thing. I tell them all I'm paying him his sandwiches when we travel. So he needs to quit apologizing to me when he can't show up, and just know that we understand he's got a life outside of here. But again, thank y'all so much, volunteers, for what you do. We appreciate the time. I know that Megan has been mentioned a few times, but I did want to thank Dr. Megan Haynes and Jasmine Phillips, who have been our trainers all year. I'm telling y'all something that most of y'all probably know already, but your kids are in great hands with those ladies on hand here. They look out for our kids. They have their best interests at heart. They take great care of them. And I don't know what I'd do without. I've known Megan for, I've lost track, Megan, 10 years at least, probably longer than that. And I really appreciate it. It's a load off my mind. It's one thing I don't have to worry about as an athletic director. I know that's covered. I'm going to get notes out. I'll forget something else. Dr. Gunther, I think I speak for all the coaches, the support we get from you. I couldn't thank you enough for that. And also the boom chocolates that we get. We appreciate that too. It's all heard and appreciated. Coach Davis is a mentor to me. He's talked me off the ledge many times during the course of this year and many other years that we've worked together. And so personally, I just thank him very much. I don't know if any of them are here, but the people who do support for us, Gasky is an announcer. Coach Chacon's dad has run the clock for the play clock for us. Bell, Shirley Howell has run the scoreboards for us, run clocks for us in several different sports. Coach Jeanette, or Miss Jeanette, has been there for us, keeping scorebooks, and actually printed the certificates, which I appreciate a whole bunch. There's just a whole bunch of people. Faculty, again, I'm rambling and I'm sorry, but there's so many people that I just really appreciate a bunch. Bear Network, they donated so that we could get the paperweights again this year. I'd like to give them a hand for that. I really appreciate that. Those of you that did not get the paperweights tonight, you will get them. It just was past the deadline because they're sports that finish late, and so they will come. They're not here yet. Any typos that y'all see on certificates, I take total credit for that. That's all on me. Let's see, did I forget anybody? I probably did, but no, I think that's it. So anyway, again, thank y'all so much for coming out here. This school means the world to me. I can't tell y'all how much I love, working with y'all's kids, working with the adults, the coaches, faculty, everybody that's here. And we really appreciate y'all coming out and supporting our athletes. I'd like to give the athletes one more hand. One more. Right? So I'd like to ask Mr. Followell if he could come back up and close us in prayer, and then we'll wrap it up. Thank you all so much.
As we close, let me read Hebrews 12, 1 through 2, and then pray. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Please pray with me. Father God, as we leave this place, we commission these athletes into your hands, that they will go from this place and always strive to run this race of faith in whatever they might do. We pray that they would rise up to be men and women who stand strong in their faith in the face of a culture that often opposes it. We pray that through their character, determination, and love, your light will shine brightly in this world. And we pray with great expectations that you will do amazing things in and through all of these students. May we all keep our eyes on Jesus so that you might perfect our faith in everything we do. In Jesus' name, amen.